Hello TikTokers, I'm BLACKBRIGHT News, and sometimes I wake up with an inspiration. Sometimes I'm doing stuff from the news, but today I woke up about narcissists and about dealing with them the Christian way. A lot of times when you read about narcissism and narcissists, it's about how terrible they are and what you can do to avoid them. But a lot of people don't know that they're with narcissists until it's too late. And so sometimes the advice that's given is kind of obsolete, and you can't just get up and leave a relationship, even though it might be more healthier to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the notes or the inspiration I got, because I think that is the only way I can kind of get it through to you. So hopefully you find it helpful. And we are all told to leave a narcissist, how to protect ourselves against them, how to avoid them. But what do we do if we have just met one and we've missed the red flags? Yeah, what do you do then? And you're already in a relationship with them. They tend to be bipolar. 1 minute they're warm, loving and considerate, and the next minute they flip. They are argumentative, obstructive, sinister and cold. Narcissists have an unreasonable high sense of their own importance. The Bible says, love thyself. So to what extent do you love yourself? Do you love yourself till you think you're the most important person in the world? And if so, is that wrong? I guess we've been taught that it's wrong when it's to the detriment of other people, when we're not considerate, when we're not empathetic, when we're not compassionate for other people's feelings. And then all of a sudden, somebody's self-importance or somebody's self-love or feelings of self-entitlement somehow seem wrong. So they take it to the extreme. So it makes us feel comfortable because of how we've been groomed and how we've been taught for relationships to be. Because of their self-importance, they believe the world revolves around them, and they believe that they are entitled to whatever they get. So it's very unlikely that they'll show appreciation. They might show in the beginning and show their best side, but once they've got you, if you're pregnant, if you marry them, God help you. They turn cold, they feel entitled, they expect, and they sometimes, especially for the male narcissists, they don't even expect to work. They expect the woman to look after them. So, and that is because they feel as though they're the be-all and end-all, even though they don't have much a lot of the time, and sometimes they feel as though it compensates for what they don't have. So what they tend to do, they tend to go for women, or in the case men go for women who are successful, who can look after them, who are well-to-do, and who they just become an appendum in the end. They're just somebody who they can latch onto without causing too much inconvenience, but the inconvenience that they cause is mental, because the person that they've taken on finds it very difficult. So I'm going to show you a way, if you have found yourself in this situation and you do love a narcissist, how to live with them. So they don't believe they have to do anything. They don't believe they have to appreciate anything. They don't believe they have to respect anything or even be grateful. That's their form of self-entitlement. The destructive traits don't come out when they're wooing you or the honeymoon period. They come out when the honeymoon period is over. And they become selfish. They expect the other person to do for them. And so the idea of having a balanced relationship is null and void. So this expectation creates resentment for the person in the relationship with the narcissist, causes disappointment, anger, frustration when it's not met. Everyone else and everything else is responsible for the narcissist's failure. They don't ever accept responsibility for failed relationship, to failed careers. Anything that's gone wrong, they're never responsible. It's always somebody else's fault. They brood, they vent, they try to put their partner down so that they can feel better, or they do things to create doubt in their partner. And it's all to make them feel better. Deep inside, narcissist is very, very insecure. And they need people who are doing stuff to make them feel better about themselves. Because can you imagine, if a narcissist is with somebody who's doing well, people will look on him and think, oh, he must be great. He must be doing something right. No, not necessarily. The person who is chosen is just chosen to sustain him. So, if you are a Christian, you are a child of God, that means you'll have a high standard, a high regard for yourself. And if this is the case, a narcissist won't be able to get to you. Narcissists can only get to people who are weak and who are emotionally insecure and who feel vulnerable. But if you're strong, and as a Christian you should be, the narcissist can go on with his antics or her antics, and it should not affect you. It can be tiresome, it can be frustrating, but love is patient, love is kind, love is difficult. Okay, so the narcissist wants a platform, so let them have it. When they talk about themselves and their experiences over and over again because they want attention, as frustrating and as painstaking as it may be, give it to them. If you have to live with a narcissist, make it easy on yourself. You can keep them happy because they are easily bored, but you can show them love. You can't keep them happy because they're easily bored, but you can show them love. You can listen to them or pretend to listen to them. You can give them attention, even if it means going off, even if it means them going off again. You can praise them for the good things they do. It doesn't mean that they'll keep going, because there's this myth that if you tell somebody that they're doing well, they'll keep doing it. It doesn't work with a narcissist. If it gets too much and you're not a Christian, keep them on side. Let them think they're right. Don't engage too much, and plan your exit strategy. Because not all people have the traits of a Christian and can put up with a narcissistic behaviour. So then they need to get out as safely as possible. So you keep the plan to yourself. If they're living with you, you be careful. Don't call them out. Don't tell them why you're leaving. Don't tell them when you're leaving. You just plan ahead and do what you need to do. But you have to be prepared for the sacrifices you may have to make, which might be losing your home, losing touch with family and friends. But it'll be worth it in the end if it means your sanity and peace of mind. So you have to think about what you're prepared to sacrifice, where you can go, what options you have. If you live separately, it's much easier. Well, sometimes it's much easier. They tend to stalk you and become obsessive if they can't have you. I mean, it's okay if they leave you, but if you leave them, forget it. If you tell them it's over, they'll become obsessive. They will tell you everything you want to know. They will promise you the world because they know what you want. It's just that they choose not to give it to you. So it's not that they can't do it. They just choose not to. They choose not to make you happy, in other words. So don't disclose your plan, as hard as that may be. I think I've covered everything. Oh, let me just tell you what the Bible says quickly. The Bible says, love your brother as you do yourself. Turn the other cheek. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing. It rejoices with the truth. Love embraces and resists. Love protects, trusts, hopes, and always perseveres. It might make it easier, but if you have bucked up on a narcissist, that is going to be nigh on impossible. And people usually find out he or she is a narcissist when it's too late and you're already in a relationship. So, like I said, just show them love. Be patient and be kind, and hopefully, and if you have got a high level of self-esteem, when they're going off on one and trying to gaslight you and put you down, it's not going to impact you. It might be frustrating, but let them get on with it. When you go silent on them and you show that you're totally peed off, they'll soon come around. So you can have control over a narcissist if you want to, and if you want to remain with them. Once they've taken the mask off and their guard down, you know that that is the person you're dealing with. Up until that point, you think you've got the most wonderful person in the world. So just be careful, peeps. Keep safe. Stay in.